Hello guys, MikuChibi here. Welcome back to another Sword Art Online Interactive video, and today we're gonna have a look at the newest banner, the Venus Summer Order, which is the summer banner that we talked about during the live stream recap. And yeah, we did go through some of the skill with some scuffed translation, but now we have the official translation from Bandai, so it should be fine for now. And sure about the banner itself, it is a step-up banner with 5 steps, where step 1 you have 3% off, step 2 and 4 regular price, step 3 you are guaranteed to get a random 4-star, and step 5 you are guaranteed to get one of the featured. And these 4 are the new feature skill record. We have Lisbeth, Leafa, Asuna and Yuuki. Now if we look here, we can see that Lisbeth and Leafa, they are new awakening skill. Asuna is a new burst skill and Yuuki is a new action skill. Right. So in total, it's gonna cost you around 11,250 Arcane gems, which is kind of expensive and takes a while to save, around 1 to 2 months to save Arcane gems. And this banner is available till the end of July, so you have roughly a month on you if you want to summon on it or try to save up some Arcane gems to finish the rotation. And now let's have a look at the official skill record. Now the first one we're gonna have a look at is the Waterfront Warfare Yuuki. We can see it is a sword skill, heat and flow skill animation, 26 SP, slash and fire, 16 skill cooltime, 64 switch gauge and 32 break gauge. Nice. Damage is 2000, 90% damage in the target. Flame pile buff, so fire element damage plus 1% per stack for 20 seconds. So that means you can get up to 99% fire stack, which is not bad. Burn status element. So if you equip 4 more creature skill in the same set, you will apply a burn on yourself for 30 seconds. So it is a skill that support a build that require you to have a burn on yourself, which is kind of hard to maintain if you don't have any good passive skill that can reduce the burn damage ticking. And next we have the same flame pile buff, but this is when you use the switch. If you use your switch, you will gain 9 stack instead of 3. And during the action skill mode, you will get plus 10 defense per stack, so you can get up to 990% stack for 20 seconds, which is not bad. So this Yuuki skill is a support skill that can build around fire build that require a burn on self, so it is not bad skill. And next one we have Memories of Summer Asuna, which is the burst skill. So we can see here it is a rapier skill with piercing water skill animation for SP, frozen water, 15-second cooltime, switch gate 33 and break gate 27, which is kind of small. Now if you look at the damage, 2050% damage to each single target, and when you use the skill normally, you'll give a weakness attack 4 buff, which gives you critical damage by 20% for 15 seconds, and also a peak decent 3, which is both buff and debuff. When you use this skill normally on switch, your own critical rate and critical damage will rise by 2% per stack for 20 seconds, so you can get up to 198% stack, which is kinda crazy but takes a while to get that. But also you'll trigger a debuff, give it on yourself, and that will raise the damage you take by 0.5% per stack, which means you can get almost up to 4-5% more damage from the enemy, which is not bad if you're fighting a really strong boss. Now next one, when you activate the burst, you need to do the sequence water, water, frost and water, which should be easy to achieve if you have that many water skills. Skill cooltime for the burst is 15 seconds, switch gauge for 3 and break gauge 54, not bad. Now when you activate the burst, you will deal 4840% damage to each single target, really high multiplier. Bonus, attack plus 2000 against enemy with a slash element, meaning enemies that is weak to frost. And while debuff that raise your own damage taken is effective, attack power will increase by 100%. This is a really good bonus, and how to get this debuff here? It is from when you use your switch normally, and that's how you trigger this debuff. So you have to use this skill first to activate the debuff, and then you can activate the burst to get this 100% attack power, which is really good. And you won't consume any SP, which is good. Next one we have Rocket by Waves Leafa, which is a powerized flame conversion and martial art. Pyroise 3, it gives you a flat 800 attack at max limb rate. Flame Conversion 5, which is reducing the water element damage by 15%, and fire element damage will be increased by 30% to the enemy, which is really good. So it is kind of flexible for any build like axe, mace, sword, dagger, rapier. And for Martial Artist 4, when you equip 2 or more Leafa skill in the same set, plus 20% attack. Meaning you just need 1 more Leafa skill in the same set and you will receive 20% attack. Should be easy to achieve that, nice. Yeah. So this is a really good power rise. And lastly, we have Seaside Maiden Lisbeth, which is a mace skill with Prism Gong skill animation, 28 HP, Blunt and Holy, 40-second cooltime, 27 switch gate, and breakage 17. These two is pretty small number. 1300% damage AoE, and it gives you a enhanced buff. Party enhanced /4 buff, damage done to enemy with 2 slashing by you and your party plus 30% for 20 seconds, which is actually really good. And this is actually the first skill that has this buff. Usually we do have, for example, this skill here that increase the blunt damage, or this skill here that increase the frost damage, and we have never got any slash increase. And now we have the skill, the first skill to increase the slashing on mace, so that is really good. 30% is really big number, so for any slash content, this buff is gonna be a really good buff to have in your party. And then we also have Holy Force 5, which is another party buff, members for 5 seconds. So extra 20% holy damage, which is good. So this skill can be good in any slash content, and when it comes to any slash holy content, this skill will be amazing to have. And when you activate Rush, you will gain back 20% of your own max HP, which is good, nice. Waterfront Warfare Yuuki and Memories of the Summer Asuna gonna have a sword skill with higher damage multiplier increase after limit breaking, which you can already see here. It is at 2050 and 2090, so pretty big numbers. Now, if you look at the rates, this is the 3. We have 0.325% to get a featured with low chance, and for the guaranteed one, we have 8.125% chance to get the one we really want. And if we look at step 5 guaranteed, we have 25% chance to get the one we really want. Yes. So is this banner worth the summon? Well, the skills here are good. They are good, right? They are good. Now for Yuuki, it does require some specific build, right? But if you just don't really care about this one here, you don't really care about it, then it can be good as a support. And we do get a lot of free fire skills through the story, so it can be a good skill to have as extra, but not necessarily needed. For Asuna, a really good burst skill, but it does require to have other skill to be able to support it. For example, third burst, mod, or in a good pass skill, right? So it can be really hard, and we don't have that many frost water skill that we get for free. We only get one, which is the Leafa 2-star, and then you have this one, so it's gonna be hard to activate it unless you have a really good build to do that. But it is a really good skill to have, right? This one can be used in Chaos Showdown, for example, against the newest boss, the level 235 100 arms Huang, which is really strong. Maybe this one you need for that, who knows? But like I said, you do need to have some other skill to able to support this skill to reach its full potential. Leafa, really good power rise that can be put in any build that does require needing 2 Leafa skill, right? So this one and another one should be fine. Can be really special good in axe or sword build, I would say that. And Lisbeth, now this one is actually really good. If you only care about this buff, then it can be really good. But when it comes to any slash holy content, in endgame, there aren't that any bosses that are way to slash and holy, so it's kind of useless. The only boss that I know that is high, has high difficulty, which is the floor 74 boss, the Gleam Eyed, I think it's called, the boss that Kirito fought where he activated his starburst, right? That only thing I can see is really good. Otherwise, GOG, this one can be really useful in any slash holy content when it comes to GOG. Now the next GOG is gonna be slash and win, so it's kind of useless for now. The only thing is good is the slash buffing. That's the only thing that's good, and the holy buff, not at the moment. You can still use it, that's fine, but since there's no holy content slash holy content, then you only rely on this slash enhance buff, that's all. So Yuuki is good, but right at the moment there is no slash holy content. Leafa, really good power rise, definitely really strong. Asuna, really strong burst skill, and Yuuki, a really strong axle support skill, right? So overall the skill record is really good, but when it comes to new players, I will say skip this banner, because for Yuuki, sure, you can use that really good. With Leafa, that's fine if you do get them right, but if you get like Lisbeth, then you can't really use that well at the moment, and we don't really need in endgame content, we don't really need any slash buff at the moment, or we don't really use any tank, maze tank, so it is kind of useless at the moment. For Asuna, you do need to have other skill to be able to support it and to reach its full potential. Leafa, sure, power rise is really important. It is a really important pass skill, right? But you have 25% chance to get it if you go through all 5 steps, and there's a chance you might not get it in the first rotation, so you have to go and save again. You have to go again through the story and save another 11,000 on Kanjab to do another rotation, so you have 25% chance. So yeah, it is, if you're only looking for power rise, it's kind of bad, 25% chance. But if you're rerolling and you don't really need a mod skill or full burst skill, then you can reroll for Leafa, that is fine as well. Leafa is really good, even though it is good for fire build. You don't really care about the fire build at the moment, or the water debuff. You only care about this attack for now. When you are early into the game and mid game, you only care about that. When you reach into late game, then you start to care about the element damage. Yeah, so new players, I would say skip this one unless you're rerolling. You can reroll for power rise, that's all. For those that is currently building a fire build or a water build with Asuna, or have a maze support build, then it's fine to go for it. If you need at least 3 of the skill here, 3 of 4, then it's fine to do that. So for me, that is currently in late game. I don't really need Yuuki since I don't have really good fire build at the moment. Leafa, I already have a power rise that is fire, and I really like the power rise. What is the Hercliff, the power rise Hercliff, I'm really happy with that, so I don't really need Leafa. Lisbeth, I don't really play around support maze, so I don't really need that. And Asuna, I kinda need it, but not at the moment, so I will skip this banner. So that is for me, for example, when I look at my account, on my main account, do I really need them? Not really. They can be good, but I don't really need them at the moment because I have already a build that works pretty fine for late game. So yeah, really good skill core, kind of expensive banner. So if I were new players, I will skip this banner. If I am a reroller, I use rerolling for Leafa, that's all, and not continue after that. And if you are mid players, late game players that are currently trying to get a really strong build, I would say it is worth to summon if you are looking for 3 skill out of 4. So let's say you're looking for Asuna, Leafa, and Yuuki, then you can go ahead and try that because you're looking for 3 skills instead of 1, right? And if you are a player that you're only looking for 1 skill, go ahead if you want to gamble. They will come back in another banner, let's say maybe a summer theme banner next year, who knows, or in a grab bag order, who knows. So they are not limited, they will come back, so you are not in rush to get them at the moment, right? For whales, well, if you do need them, go ahead, and I wish you good luck on getting them. So yeah, that's for me. Thank you guys for watching, see you guys next time, take care now, and bye bye.